Echoes of the Horizon. Chapter 6. Through the Nexus.
The transport tore through the wasteland, its battered frame rattling with every jolt and dip in the uneven terrain. Inside, the atmosphere was tense, electric. The relic sat dormant in its containment unit, but its presence was an unspoken weight pressing on all of them. Aria Velos, gripping the controls, stared straight ahead, her jaw tight. Beside her, Kai Soren cleaned his plasma rifle with practiced efficiency, though his eyes betrayed his unease. In the back, Dr. Vin Acasta pored over his tablet, muttering to himself as he studied the holographic schematics of the Nexus network. "Are you sure about this?" Kai asked, breaking the silence. "Because storming the Council's stronghold with a ticking dimensional time bomb isn't exactly my idea of a good plan." "It's the only plan we've got," Aria replied without looking at him. "If we don't stop the signal at the source, everything ends. The Council, the Nexus, this world, it'll all be gone." Kai sighed, setting his rifle down. "Just saying, it'd be nice to have a plan B." Aria shot him a look. "Plan B is don't die, focus on that." In the back, Vin looked up from his tablet, his face pale. "The Nexus core is heavily fortified. If we don't shut it down properly, the energy backlash could destabilize reality itself. We'll have one shot at this, no second chances." "Good thing we're not the second chance type," Aria said, her tone firm. She glanced at the containment unit, its dull surface reflecting the faint light from the transport's dashboard. "The Council wants the Nexus for themselves, but they have no idea what they're dealing with. We end this, here and now." The Council's stronghold loomed on the horizon, a massive fortress of steel and glass that seemed to rise from the earth like a monolith. Surrounding it was a shimmering electromagnetic barrier, impenetrable to conventional weapons and shielding whatever secrets lay within. The sky above was dark with storm clouds, and occasional flashes of lightning illuminated the stronghold's imposing silhouette. Aria brought the transport to a halt behind a rocky outcropping, the last bit of cover before the open expanse leading to the barrier. She turned to Kai and Vin, her expression grim. "We go in fast, hit hard, and don't stop until we reach the Nexus core. Kai, you handle the enforcers. Vin, you're with me. Your job is to get the relic into the core's system and shut it down. Got it?" Kai smirked. "Shoot first, ask questions never. Got it." Vin swallowed hard, his hands trembling slightly as he secured the containment unit. "This is suicide." "Probably," Aria said, slinging her plasma pistol onto her hip. "But it's our best shot." The assault began with a deafening explosion. Kai detonated an EMP grenade at the edge of the barrier, creating a brief window of vulnerability. Aria and Vin sprinted through the opening, their movements quick and deliberate. Alarms blared, and the ground shook as automated turrets emerged from hidden compartments in the stronghold's walls. Kai moved with precision, his plasma rifle taking out the turrets one by one. Inside the stronghold, the corridors were a maze of gleaming metal and pulsing lights. The air was cold, sterile, and filled with the faint hum of the Nexus network's energy. Aria led the way, her visor mapping their route in real time. Vin struggled to keep up, clutching the containment unit like his life depended on it, which, in a way, it did. "How much farther?" Aria asked, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. "The core is at the center of the facility," Vin replied, glancing at his tablet, "but the security systems are." He didn't get to finish. A squad of enforcers rounded the corner ahead, their weapons raised. Aria fired first, her plasma bolt striking one enforcer in the chest. Kai appeared behind them, his rifle barking as he covered their rear. The fight was brutal and fast, the narrow corridor forcing them into close quarters. When the last enforcer fell, Aria didn't waste a second. "Move," she barked, pulling Vin forward. They reached the Nexus core chamber after what felt like an eternity. The room was massive, its walls lined with glowing conduits that pulsed in rhythm with the relic's faint hum. At the center of the chamber stood the Nexus core, a towering structure of crystalline energy encased in a lattice of alien machinery. The air was thick with power, and the relic in Vin's arms began to glow faintly, as if responding to the core's presence. "This is it," Vin said, his voice shaking. "The heart of the Nexus network." "Then let's shut it down," Aria said. As they approached the core, the chamber shook violently. A massive distortion rippled through the air, and from it emerged a figure, a creature unlike any they had encountered before. Its form was humanoid but grotesquely twisted, its body shimmering with the same golden energy as the relic. Its eyes burned with intelligence and malice. The Guardian, Vin whispered, his face pale. It's protecting the Nexus. Of course it is, Kai muttered, raising his rifle. Nothing's ever easy. The Guardian attacked with a deafening roar, its movements unnaturally fast for something so massive. Aria rolled to the side, firing her pistol at its glowing core, but the energy dissipated on impact. Kai unleashed a barrage of plasma bolts, but they had little effect. It's drawing power from the Nexus, Vin shouted. We need to cut the connection. Then do it, Aria yelled, dodging another attack. It'll keep it busy. Vin sprinted toward the core, his hands flying across the control panel as he worked to integrate the relic's energy. The Guardian turned its attention to him, its eyes glowing brighter as it moved to strike. Aria leaped onto its back, her knife plunging into the exposed circuitry near its neck. The creature howled, momentarily stunned. Hurry up, Vin, Kai shouted, firing at the creature to keep it off balance. I'm trying, Vin snapped, his voice high with panic. The relic's glow intensified, its energy merging with the core's systems. The room began to vibrate, and the conduits lining the walls pulsed erratically. Almost there, Vin shouted. Just a few more seconds. The Guardian let out a final, ear-splitting roar as it lunged toward Vin. Aria dove in front of him, firing her last plasma charge directly into the creature's face. It staggered, its form flickering as the energy sustaining it began to collapse. Now, Vin, Aria screamed. Vin slammed his hand onto the control panel, and the Nexus core erupted in a blinding flash of light. The Guardian disintegrated, its body dissolving into golden particles that were sucked into the core. The chamber shook violently, and the conduits began to shatter one by one. Time to go, Kai shouted, grabbing Vin by the arm as Aria led the way out of the collapsing chamber. They barely made it out of the stronghold before the Nexus core imploded, its energy consuming the entire facility in a brilliant explosion. The shockwave knocked them off their feet, but when the dust settled, the stronghold was gone. Only a massive crater remained, its edges glowing faintly with residual energy. Aria sat up slowly, her body aching from the impact. Kai was already on his feet, helping Vin up as the scientist clutched his tablet with trembling hands. It's over, Vin said, his voice barely above a whisper. The Nexus, it's gone. Aria stared at the crater, her mind racing. Not gone, she said, but contained, for now. Kai smirked, offering her a hand. Guess that means we're still alive, for now. Aria took his hand, pulling herself up. She looked at Vin, who was staring at the tablet with a mix of relief and fear. What's next, Doc? Vin hesitated. The signal is gone, but the Nexus, its echoes will still ripple through the dimensions. There's no telling what might come next. Aria nodded, her jaw set in determination. Then we'll deal with it. Whatever comes, we'll face it, together. As the storm clouds above began to clear, revealing a sky dotted with stars, Aria allowed herself a rare moment of hope. The fight wasn't over, but for the first time in a long time, she felt they had a chance. And that was enough.